Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Carolien. Yes, it's still me. And this is episode 98. You can find me online everywhere as Carolien, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Ravelry. The works, you know it. I have a web shop, colourfulcreativity.nl. And there is a Ravelry group for this podcast, the Colourful Creativity group, which can be found in the group section on Ravelry. Welcome everyone. Welcome back to all returning viewers. I'm happy you stick around. And welcome to all new viewers. I hope you like it here and subscribe down below to become a returning viewer. So, how has your week been? You can see mine has been interesting. Give a girl some new glasses and get a new haircut. And who is this? I do not even recognize myself, so you're forgiven if you thought, who is that? I'm in a pretty cheerful mood. I just did a happy dance on camera, or at least a little twirl and a little shake and show, because I have a few finished objects, among others a big one. So I'm very excited to show that to you all. So I guess we're just gonna dive into the knitting because, yeah, well, we can focus on the glasses and on the hair and on the lipstick, because without lipstick, these glasses don't go. These glasses need lipstick, so it's good that I have quite a few colors. Most of them red, even more red, and redder, and reds. Even if that's not a word, I think it should be. So here we go. Finished objects. I think I have not been able to show you this because my husband kept taking them, but I'm not quite sure. So if you already saw them, sorry about that. I like them very much, so they deserve their airtime. So this is a pair of mittens I made for my husband. This is the Gimme Coffee chart. It is actually for socks. It is by Carolien, and it is a free chart for socks. The inside is also the foot sole, and I just made mittens with it. I already made a pair of cold as fuck mittens. How cold is it mittens is the official name. So I just used the shape of that one and the chart of this one, and made him these awesome Gimme Coffee mittens. I used Colourful Soft Sock in the brand new colorway Coffee Deer, so the dark brown, the coffee brown, and also a undercover otter Igor from last year. I don't know exactly the colorway name anymore. I think it was Fritz, but it might also have been a different one. Clan of Igor means that it is a yarn club one and that it is not a repeatable colorway, or at least not yet. So yeah, darling husband loves them and has worn them a few times already on his bike to work. But since he was with the car today, I could show them to you finally. I knit these, I think, on 3mm needles, but that will already have been down here. And otherwise you can find everything about this in the project page I made on Ravelry. I had to make the chart longer. I had to cut the tip off because it just was not gonna happen, and it wouldn't look nice with the coffee beans in it and a whole one color tip. Just wasn't my jam. For the stitches I had to make it a bit wider, and I think it was wider than the How Cold Is It mittens chart, and that was good because my husband doesn't fit my cold as fuck mittens. And yeah, so this chart was a bit wider and it's perfect for him. Very happy how these turned out, and they're nice and warm and very comfy. So, one happy husband. Then I have finished the sample socks in the Mojito fade. This is the first sock. Yeah, I started with the green. And I added the orange heel because I was like, yeah, I'm never gonna have enough green for a pair of socks. So if I do both, then I can just do a bit of both. And actually I ended at this heel with about this much extra besides the tiny tail to weave in the end. So it was exactly enough. So I used 8 grams for heel, cuff and toe. Good to know for the future. And these are very short cuffs. I mean, they're only 10 rounds, so that can always be squeezed out for me, apparently. Other colorway are all the colorways. This is Clementine, and it shows up even more neon than in real life here on screen. It's really glowing. Works for me. Love that. This one is called Glow Stick. This is also in my hoodie shawl cardigan, and the 8 grams was all I had left over from this color in that project. So I was very happy that I could just end it, scrap, and all gone. Then the Mojito fade. We have, let's start at the top, how it's supposed to be. Frickle Mojito with a little bit of orange, 20 rows, then 10 rows of Mojito to go, and then 20 rows of poolside Mojito, and I kept doing that. So 10 Mojito to go, this is again 20 Frickle Mojito, 10 Mojito to go, poolside Mojito, Mojito to go, and then just a few extra of Frickle Mojito, because my feet are that long. So 2.5mm needles, 64 stitches, and just go for it. And because I had a full skein of Frickle Mojito, I had plenty of yarn left. And with that, I decided I would help out a friend. My dear friend Angela from the Yarn and Yarns Yarn Store and podcast here on YouTube is planning a window display with miniature knitted things. So I was like, sure, I want to join in. And I made a miniature sock in Frickle Mojito. Isn't that just the cutest thing you've ever seen? I added a fish lips kiss heel. Really, I did. And yeah, I am so chuffed with how it came out. This is even way too small for a baby, so it's really a miniature. I think I cast on 24 stitches. You could even do it smaller, because I have to keep doing my magic loop, so 24 stitches was it. So yeah, just a 2.5mm needle. I think I took the 80 centimeters for a good slipping around, magic looping, whatever you call it. Yeah. So if you see me pushing up my glasses a lot, it is because they're new. They're way heavier, and every millimeter they drop down, I notice. Because of course I had a lightweight pair of glasses that was super nice, and yeah. This is just new. The plan was to get a backup pair of glasses, but then I needed new prescriptions, so I would need 2 glasses. Robert also needed 2 glasses, and we were like, yeah. We also bought a new car. You can guess, we don't have a money tree. So these glasses will be the ones I have to wear now, and Robert will also be wearing new glasses. And yeah, in case you're wondering, Robert is darling husband. That's his name. Then I have a beast to show. A massive freaking beast. And I just steam blocked it, and then I did a happy dance on camera. I was like, yeah, the only way I'm gonna show this is when I wear it. And Frankly, this thing is freaking warm. But yeah, I love it. This is definitely my dream coat. My amazing yellow dream coat. I mean, it's not Technicolor. It's definitely a yellow. And the steam blocking was particularly good for the bottom ribbing. It was still very scrunched up like the beginning. Here you can see how it really scrunches up. You know how ribbing goes. Like here. It scrunches up, but if you block it, it really opens up. And on the bottom it really did, which means that it hangs a lot prettier. So that's why I did a quick steam block before recording that video. So yeah, very, very happy with how it turned out. And I will insert the clip here. I hope you liked me twirling around in my Marled Mania cardigan. The pattern, of course, is by West Knits or Stephen West, and it is an amazing beast of a cardigan. It took me over a year to complete it, but I'm so happy with it. Let me show you the sleeve marling. It's kind of there and back again, so I went from here, picking up the stitches from the armhole to the middle here about, and I did 4 garter ridges per color combination, and then every 4 garter ridges I changed something. So I either changed the semi-solid color or I changed the speckle color. So I have 4 garter ridges here of 1 speckle with the semi-solid. Then I have 4 garter ridges again with the same semi-solid but a new speckle. Then I changed the semi-solid, and after 4 I changed the speckle. And in this case, I mean, in the body I did go with 5 garter ridges, also there and back again. In the body I just kept going, even if I didn't change the main color, because I had 2 the same main colors. Both were a nice egg yolk yellow, and there were 2 different skeins of yarn, so I did switch them because, well, different dye baths, but they were basically the same. But I kept going with the speckle, so sometimes it meant for the body that I would have 10 of the same, like you may be able to see in this block. And here in the middle, where I went there and back again, I also did a double block, but I didn't do that in the sleeve because then the sleeves would become too long. So here it's just 4 ridges per color combination. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of calculations. I think I told you last time that I was doing that, but I had a lot of fun knitting the sleeves. It was actually pretty quick. It's like self-striping. Oh, just 1 more stripe. Oh, just 1 more color change. Lots and lots of fun. Yeah, the yarns, there are so many. I have put them all in my project. There are a few companies I'm not comfortable with, but I did want them in there for documentation purposes. I might remove them later, but yeah. I really love how this turned out. I basically knitted per pattern. I just changed the sleeves a bit. I did one less decrease because the sleeves are pretty tight. They do have ribbing here, which makes them very stretchy, but yeah, they're not nice loose sleeves. So I was like, it's enough. Enough is enough. It took me 2 days, I think, maybe 3, to weave in all the ends. It was ridiculous, people. So many ends. Seriously. All I did for 1 week was sit and weave in ends on my projects. I had to weave in ends on this one, or this pair, which was also, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That means 24 ends per sock. And one sock had even more because the yarn I ran out in the middle of a color. And yeah, so that is 54 ends for a pair of socks. Please take that in. I had to do my gloves. My fingers, all of them had 2 ends. Yeah. You can guess how many that were. And this one, just the yoke already used, I think, 300 grams of yarn. So that's already some breaks in the yarn. There's, I think, a total of 15 skeins of yarn I used. Do the math. It was a lot. And you have it on the body and you have it on the sleeve. Both sleeves. Easily, let me think, 20, 60, probably about 80 ends to weave in. I know this is not encouraging if you want to knit a Marled Mania cardigan, but it's worth it. It is, definitely. You saw it on the video, or the little clip. It is definitely worth the work. So yeah, huge beast is going away now because probably winter is not coming anymore. I will save it for next year. It's fine. It's fine. So then we're almost 20 minutes in and I only have shown you the finished object. This is gonna be a long one. So on to whips. And this is the first one. In my Knit Tea Retreat project bag, I have one finished sock. A finished sock. Yay! And actually the ends are woven in already because I was on a roll. So I was like, yeah, if I'm going to graft the toes and I already have the needle in hand, let me just weave it in. My sock mojo is still dead as a doornail because this is really going slow and this is only a size 35-36 EU, so it's a kid size, and yeah, I'm not feeling it. That Mojito Fade pair of socks flew off the needles, but that is soft sock and my hands love soft sock and do not love scratchy opal at the moment. So I am becoming a wussy, apparently. Well, Sock Madness is about to begin, so hopefully that will change something. And if not, that's okay. I can skip a year. There's always next year. But yeah, this is a vanilla latte-ish sock. I only used the pattern for the cuff. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, vanilla latte socks. And yeah, the foot is just a plain stockinette. Nice and simple, plain vanilla. Because I was like, yeah, let me just take it easy for myself and race through that foot. And this is a pair of socks I am knitting for my goddaughter. And I should also be knitting a pair of socks for my godson. Their birthday is next week. Yeah, I'm not gonna make that, and I already knew that. So I was like, Mom, you are a freaking speed knitter in socks. Could you please knit me that pair of size 40? 39-40 EU size, because that boy has big feet. I was like, I'm not up to knitting more socks. I'm up here in stress, work, etc. Just know I want to make a nice birthday collection. Just no more sock knitting. So my mom was very kind. She cranked it out in 3 days, maybe 4, because she had to frog a foot because the heel was wrong. But damn, look at this heel placement. It's an accident. I mean, it's not on purpose, but look at that heel. I love it. This is also opal yarn, and I brought both balls back from Cardiff because I got them at Yarn and Yarns, my friend Angela, her yarn store. So she has a wonderful selection of sock yarn, and I was like, oh yeah, something with yellow for my godson, and I hope he will like them. So they look good. I did the toe grafting and then wove in all the ends right away. That's why I also wove in the ends on this one. I was like, yeah, I had to graft that toe as well, and then yeah, weave in those ends too. And this is how far I am on the second sock. I am nearly at the heel flap. I think I have, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to do 5 repeats of the pattern, which is a 2-row pattern. So 10 more rows, then the heel flap, then the heel, and then hopefully onto a lot of car knitting in our new car. We're planning a road trip for this weekend for my birthday, so yay. I am knitting these on 2.5mm high sharps, 80cm circulars, using magic loop, my favorite way to knit socks. And since I'd rather be grafting a toe than binding off, I am now more a cuff down person than a toe up person. Things that happen when you learn stuff. Then, in my fleece project bag, I have not paid attention to the previous podcast because it was so long ago. I was like, I have no clue when I cast stuff on, and didn't want to watch the podcast to see what I showed you, but I think I didn't show you this. So my fleece project bag contains part of the Cleo quad. And this is a pattern by Tinka Knits. So this is what I have now. And you could think, oh, she's knitting 2 socks at a time. Yeah, it's the cuffs of the arms, the sleeves of the cardigan. And I am knitting these on, hold on. Seriously, can't read it. Oh yeah, there. 4mm high sharps. I think this is a 100cm because with 2 at a time, you need a bit bigger cable. And the yarn I'm using was sent to me by my friend, whose son this cardigan is for. And this is Merino Extra Fine. This color is 29. It's a nice bright turquoise, the favorite color of her son. And it's also apple green, number 18, and an ice blue, number 39. So that's that. Not much progress. It's been in this bag, and well, more than those cuffs I haven't managed because I was like, I want to knit something for me. Do you get that too? That sometimes you're knitting all those things for others, and then you're like, and now it's my turn. All those have to stuff things, and knitting is for my pleasure, so I want stuff. So yeah, that is when I cast on this thing in my Tea Party Knit and Stitch Bits bag. I did something for me. After some failed attempts in swatching and still having to dye some stuff and having a big order and no time to actually dye for myself, or not the energy, whatever, I swatched for something else. Yeah, it's not huge, but it is actually in the round because I am knitting in the round, and this way I can actually see how many stitches I really need for my sleeve. So that's nice. This is going to be my Raindrops Sweater. And this was yarn I had ready to go. I just had to wind it and start. And starting I did, and that's all. And then I put it away because then I had to knit those socks again. And finished the weaving in ends, etc, etc, etc. So I was very strict with myself. Let me see. I have made a small mistake and twisted something. You might be able to see that here, though it is a bit dark, but if I weave in these ends, nobody will notice. I still have to pick up the stitches for some neckband maybe. Oh no, you don't. It's just a knitted rolled thing. So that's fine. If I weave in the ends, you won't see that anymore. I managed to do the first round of raindrops, so yarn overs, and that's it. Then I had to put it away again and be a good girl. Finish those socks and get the needles ready for sock madness. And probably in between I might go back to this one or the next project I'm going to show you. Oh yeah, the needles, Haya Sharp interchangeables in 3.25 millimeter, and I have them on a 60 centimeter cable, so it's nice, round and round you go. The yarn I'm using, Colourful Soft Sock, in a one-of-a-kind misdyed batch. Pretty much what I can say. I dyed it for something else, and it is more a wine red than the dark purple it shows on screen. I'm not sure where to go with this to find the right color. Oh well. So that's one soft sock project. And then in my Paisley Ducky bag, my Space Cats bag, is my adventuresome wrap. Let me show you the photo first and not the chart. Here it is, Adventuresome by Amber O'Brien. I really loved seeing everyone's wrap at Christmas and Advent projects, but mine is just not growing that much. I do not recall where you saw it last, if it really was here where I put the marker, or if it was further, because if it was at the marker, it was a lot. I am going to move the marker now. Like last time I showed you, I was in the blue yarn, the aqua. Yeah, it is turning out pretty, but yeah. Somehow there's not a lot of love for this when knitting it, because I keep needing the pattern. I mean, if you just knit it in one go, you don't need a pattern after a few times doing that repeat. But because I put it away for so long, every time I need it. And here I have a wine red semi-solid. The other one was more variegated, but still, oh, the light is horrible today. I think this might come closest to what it is. And with that, I'm using all kinds of mini scraps and stuff, leftovers. These are poolside mojitos, left over from my hoodie shawl cardigan and that sock. I mean, I have a little one and a big one. Christmas yarn from the Christmas advent calendar. If you wind mini skeins from a big skein, you always have leftovers, like not full 10 gram stuff. And those minis are like the ends of the skein. So 8 grams, sometimes 5 grams. I'm using that all up. I bundled them in 5 or 6 colors per bag, so I would remember the order I put them in. Because of course I want them in some kind of rainbowish order, because it's me. You know me. The needle I'm using is a 3.75mm high sharp, and I know that because this is the needle I need for a different sweater I want to make. And I can't use it because it's in this project, so I actually should be finishing this. But yeah. Summer is coming and winter sweaters will have to wait. So that's whips. Lots of whips. For what you've seen lately, these are lots of whips. Yeah. I hope I'll be knitting on something and not be casting on something new. I won't hold my breath here. Then we come to acquisitions, and there are a few. I have some new yarny bits. Of course, there is the January Clan of Igors from Undercover Otter I went for New Year. And this one is called Anne and Kong from the movie King Kong, of course. It reminds me a bit of raspberry cheesecake or raspberry brownies cheesecake. And now I want that. And I'm sorry if you want it too. But yeah, these colors just remind me of that. I really like it. I'm not a pink person, but I really like these. I mean, some really nice browns and those pinks. Yeah, I like them. And there's also the leaflet. And I already have February's, of course, and it's almost March, but yeah, I'm gonna wait with that until next month. Really, really March, not just 2 days before. Then I watched my friends Zoe with Pins and Needles here on YouTube and Pins and Needles UK on Instagram and Ravelry, if I'm correct. Her podcast, and she was like, I have this book, I'm done with it, I'm going to put it on the ticket table on the retreat. She is one of the organizers of the Knit Tea retreat, you know, the one I showed you the project bag of. And I was like, oh dang, that's a book I've been meaning to get for a long time, but I couldn't find it anywhere here local. I never saw it, or it was too expensive at that moment. I was like, nah. I've been meaning to get it wholesale, but that didn't work out. And she was like, no worries, I'll just send you the book. So she sent me a lovely colorful card, which I love. And she sent me the book, Coop Knits Socks. And this is written by Rachel Coopy. And in here are all kinds of amazing socks. I mean, look at this. The yarn is already gorgeous in color, and on the front page also, on the cover, I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love that. And the patterns I have written, not yet published, but written, resemble a lot of the intricate stuff that's in here. I mean, cables, a bit of lace, and mixing that. So this might give me an idea as well, and how to lay out my patterns and how to work them out a bit. So I hope this will just give me a kick in the rear end to finally do something with those patterns, because I know some of you have been waiting for it for a long time. And then I have won a prize in the LSG Ravelry thread. We have a monthly thread, and well, you can compete and you can win prizes. So I got a lovely card and a roll of masking tape and yarn. First a black ball of leftover yarn, as it was told, and the real prize was this. This is a Lorna's Laces string quintet. Actually, it's 5. Yeah, I loved it. The name for it was Chocolates, and they do resemble the color of chocolate. I mean, yum yum yum. And that black one actually went with it very well, because that's extra dark chocolate. So I think this one might come in handy for Sock Madness, maybe. Some contrasting yarn where you only need a little bit might come in very, very useful. And these probably as well. So we'll see. I think the string quintets are actually sock yarn. It does feel like 75-25 merino nylon. So those were my acquisitions. As you can see, it's not huge anymore, a lot of yarn. That might change for the next one because it's my birthday Friday, so I have a yarn store visit planned, but who knows? Maybe I'll just buy one ball of yarn. Who knows? What I do have planned, and I already know that I have planned, is a shop update on Friday the 28th at 12:51 p.m. Why that time? It's my birth time. It's my actual birth time. So I was like, that's gonna be the time the shop update will be. And the shop update will only have one new colorway, and that colorway is called Birthday Confetti. And it looks like this. I have dyed it on Smooth Sock. This is a 100-gram skein of yarn. And I have also dyed it on Sock Sets, which is also Smooth Sock. And then it comes with a teal or a yellow contrast. So here you go. And if you want to see how it knits up, of course I made a sample. And even though I wove in the ends, I didn't cut them. So I had to fill one end back in. Here it is. This is how Birthday Confetti looks with the yellow and the teal. It looks a bit more blue on screen, but maybe that's just a small video camera screen. It might be a bit more greenish in real life. I thought I'd knit a little sample, and then I was like, maybe I should knit a sock with it. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't have the time to finish the whole sock. So I just ended it, wove in some ends, not too much, but I did put them inside. But I didn't cut them, so I could unravel everything again. And pick up the stitches here and make a heel. I mean, this is the cast on edge, and this is the bind off edge. So yeah. Also, because it's a celebration and it's my birthday, with the coupon code B-Day 2020, caps on the B-Day, you get 10% off your entire order. And something very exciting for Saturday is that I had an interview with Julia from finemotoricblogspot.com, and the interview is for Saturday, where she interviews different yarn dyers for her blog. Every Saturday is a new Saturday dyer, And well, she interviewed me, and we're going to do a giveaway, and you can either pick the yellow or the teal sock set. That you can win if you follow both of us on Instagram and comment on the right posts with the right answer to the question. That will all be on Saturday, the 29th of February, and that's also a discount code valid then for 1 week, and that is Saturday, and that will also give you 10% off. You cannot combine the two discounts, of course. So yeah, you can either pick B-Day 2020 or Saturday. B-Day 2020 is valid from 1 day before, and you get to have a little extra shopping time for this colorway. I plan to dye more if necessary, but that might take a while because of a very busy schedule and trying to do everything at the kitchen sink before I get my surgery in April. So I think that was pretty much it for the yarn talk. Mentioning the surgery already, it looks like it's going to be the beginning of April, and after that I need recovery. And this is episode 98, and I told you for the 100th episode there would be some celebrations. I might have to cancel that. Probably the 100th episode will be just before my surgery, which means that if I would do something, it would take really long, because I do not think in recovery I will be able to record a podcast anytime soon. So yeah, we're going to put that idea in the fridge and see what I can do. For the next weeks, I'm not putting the pressure on to record a podcast every week. I mean, last week was a spinning podcast. I haven't even touched my wheel, so I don't have any content for a spinning podcast. I just need to lower the pressure on myself. I have been having some issues again with my stomach, and that's not the road I want to take. So going to dial it back a bit, relax a bit more, do the things I have to do, and finish those, and start doing less and less and less up until the surgery. We might even take a vacation, though we're still on the fence if we can do that. Now the coronavirus is already in Europe and in Italy, and well, all things quarantined, etc. And we of course do not want to get sick before the surgery, because that would mean that I can't have the surgery. Yada yada yada. You probably understand. I do not want to panic at all about the whole stuff, because the flu is usually more lethal, and well, we haven't had the flu this year yet, so fingers crossed to keep it that way. But yeah, it means that the next at least 2 months will be very, very unsure and uncertain, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I will keep my shop open. I will just kick Robert to do the orders. Let me get some tea because my throat is getting dry. He can totally ship orders, and I can sit in my chair and fill out forms, etc. But yeah, as for production, that will be for a standstill for at least 2 weeks. That's how much time they say I need. And from what I heard, general anesthesia might even take 6 to 8 weeks to recover from and not feel so tired and brain fogged anymore. So yeah, I probably will take it a bit slower, and I don't know when I'll be back. So yeah, I'm just gonna say bye because I keep on rambling, and yeah, see you again when I see you again. Bye bye.